Hello, Travis. Yep, so my hubby is in the background. Hello, Gallus. Today I will start with Spooktober props. So I think I've done like this type of outside of summer camp, that's slightly different. This was given like a prompt every day type of thing. I probably won't get through all of them. Okay, yep, I can. The music down a bit.
Still not taking.
How's that?
It keeps just putting it on territory I already have. I don't get it.
Okay, you can still hear Hubby in the background. He's on a game as well.
Usually that is
Is that better?
you hear some that one or two territory.
And yes, I have a tiara. Yes, I have a running thing with basically with tiaras, and so this is today's choice because I have a number of them. And I've started making some of my own, and this is one of them. I don't know if you can see it properly, but I sort of got to the point where I'm thinking about if I want to put anything on top of it. But I'm kind of in the middle of like 20 craft projects, so
I reckon do.
yeah. And Katie, got your backgrounds done. Nice. And you're up to coding. Yeah, I would like to start thinking about my backgrounds. Actually, I was thinking about it today. Because I previously have been getting my sister to do the art for me, like the current background and boy of Cody there is
Right, don't capitulate Britain yet. I'm gonna kill.
art pictures from my sister, Avalon Collier Art. So she has started a course at the moment though, so I'm not sure. Like she only started a couple of weeks ago, so I'm not sure if she'll still continue doing them. And so I'm thinking I might do some sketches and then talk to her at some point this week. But yeah, no, that's really cool that you've done yours. Okay. Keller says, "Long live the Queen." Snoop. Blood. Maybe ink. Do I wear them outdoors? So actually this one I did wear to a my hubby and I, before we got married when I was still at uni, we went to I joined the Disney Society, and we had a compromise red ink, sure, red ink was spilled. Yeah, so we went to a Disney Society, I joined the Disney Society, and one of the things they had a Disney ball, so we dressed up as Beauty and the Beast, and so this was my Belle. But we did win. We did win best couple dressed, which was cool. But the best part was because I wore it. We caught the train. It's like an hour and a half by train. And I was carrying a rose the whole night. Anyways, on the way home, so I was carrying this rose, wearing this, it wasn't a massive ball gown, it was just kind of flat. It didn't have all the under stuff.
I'm just going to call you into...
But yeah, there was this group of girls that all came up and were like, "It's Belle! It's a princess!" Which was really exciting. It was like, because they were coming off the train and we were going on, so that was fun. I haven't put on a Hungry Jack's crown for about 20 years. But yes, I did used to wear them when I was little. One of the branches, you can do the other two branches. So that's for your murder mystery VN, Katie? The two branches. Because I'm here going, branches, yes, my trees are going to have lots of branches. Yeah, my VN's pretty straight-ish. At the moment it is, but I think it'll change as I write more and do more of it, but yeah. Okay, and that's really cool. Because then I look at like Sailing Ocelot's million things that she's doing and I'm like, that is an impressive amount. Speaking of another I mentioned this in Discord, I haven't played it yet, but this has just come out on Steam. It's still early access, so I'm not sure if I can play it online. On Twitch, but it looks really cool. It's like a sci-fi visual novel, and I found the Discord today, so but yeah, I was like, that'll be a fun one to look at as well. The different branches are different plots, so you only need to switch the layers around. Oh, neat. That's really cool. But yeah, I'm taking a couple of days break from the writing of that while I have some other work to do, so I thought I might have a look at this because this came out today. Sorry, I didn't switch screen, but yeah, the game, the Spooktober prompts. But I might just start an article and start brainstorming stuff. It's like I don't normally do much Halloween stuff, but this is to do with writing, so you know, why not? Generic article template. Oh, this is in Rome. Oh, okay. Which world do I want to put it in? Maybe this one. My weird one. Generic, the giant one in the top. I can totally see that. are at least 13. I probably won't go in order. Because like for me it's already day 2? October 2nd? It's nearly October 3rd. Actually, no, technically it's October 3rd. Never mind. It was daylight savings, so like our clock went forward an hour, so normally, or previously it has been like 11:40, but now it's like 12:40, so I'm like, oh fun.
I'm surprised with how much division this area has, to be honest.
My aim over the month would be to get 16 done, because that's about half done. Just write poems for them, because I don't really want to start a new like story writing project. I have enough. We'll see. I'm just kind of brainstorming. Quietly while I'm making everything a header. Heading. Ding. I kind of want to do like a It-
Okay, so
it-
I think the master structure.
Okay, I said I was going to do it out of order, and I might just go with number 1. As I said, we're going to do it out of order. We're going to not do it out of
I'm
order.
sending a couple of
Apparently.
legionaries just in case we have to, you know,
I don't
in case they won't let the inspectors in.
Okay, I might
Ooh, why don't you go
mute
ahead?
me for a minute. Yeah, so I'm pretty much writing this stream for just... I sort of didn't have much of a plan before streaming today. I just knew I needed to stream. Because yesterday I didn't, and then I just worked like too long, and then I didn't sleep, so... I've already changed tense.
So okay, there's still another one there actually.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get him alive. He's have to pretty much declare straight away though. America might guarantee. America wasn't going to guarantee because they're war.
so I'm gonna do it like this. Maybe, you know what I could do with this? Is I could play with the CSS a lot. Not right now, but like over the month.
So they've got.
Or something. It's an idea for me. I don't know.
I'm looking at some of the ships, just their names. I'm like, oh, that's a good name for my troops. That's what I'm taking. actually ended up killing more than I lost though, because I killed a lot of Polish troops, which was good. I got heaps to score on that. Do you need any more territory? You got Britain, right? Oh, sweet. I'll actually get some territory then. This is not really fucking ships. I don't really with them. Lucky I noticed it because America was trying. Yep. They're trying North England. I am going to actually counter their North England as well. They're going to Scotland, no one goes to Scotland.
know where I'm going with this one now. Fun. Fun.
Maybe of the troops, they're not there yet, so I will stop my push. I'm going to stop. Same.
Okay, I'm gonna put all these in now.
So that.
Which actually, hold on. Sorry.
I'm finally off. On stream.
No puedes, no puedes. Oh, okay, because I realize spell check doesn't work in my world anymore. So it's actually better if I do it in for the words first. That will also tell me if it's... Okay, good. It's more than 66 words. Strange and different. do you think of this?
Hmm?
What do you think of this? I'm going to read out the... okay. Just written a poem for the Spooktober poems. Number 1. Okay. Penny looks into the mirror. Her face stares back at her, expressionless, void of life. Only the vague semblance of skin could truly be called her own. The eyes, they are too strange, too black, colourless. Red used to run through her hair, causing a scene. But this is a different type of scene. Not one she longed for, not the right colour. Tainted fingernails tapped on the glass. The mirror didn't break. The mirror showed the taint. Her eyes were working. Rubies once lined her dress, her hair, her gifts, gone, swallowed, unnecessary. A flicker of recognition to her life before waking. The painter, his brush, his smile. It wasn't a smile. Indigo once looked good on her. The deep colours brought out her brightness. Stolen. It wasn't a smile. Thief! The painter took the colours. Penny cannot cry. The colours were gone, her life taken away. Her smile no more will stay. The painter packed his bags. The painter took his brush. The painter smiles once again. Your portrait is finished, madame. It wasn't a smile. It wasn't a smile. Thumbs up, is that it?
It's very good. I liked it.
Do you like the words or just my reading of it?
Both.
Thank you. Change it to it isn't a smile. Okay, well that's yesterday's. Okay, if I write it like this, I might actually try and do every single day's prompts. Which means I should do vanish. Oh no, now I want to have this painter in everything. Do I dare? Do I dare? I don't know. We shall see, we shall see. Okay, vanish. This one. To this guy, it's only 200 words. Okay. You just saw your message. Awesome. Thank you. Yes. Okay, I might actually give it a go after I write this. And thank you for finding me. Yes, I'm just currently, there's a Spooktober challenge, so I'm trying to write, oh, I spelled portrait wrong. Write a few words. Yes, I haven't done one of these challenges, but I've seen like my sister, because she's an artist, she's done a few of the like Inktober and Mermaid have been a few that she has done. So having like a kind of written one. Yeah. Okay, I think I need to move a little. Yeah, but chance I will try and finish this, and then I can have a look at, let's call it Infinite Stars. I think I kept calling it Infinity Stars. Yes, okay, finish. Words work. Sorry, my husband's just eating chips in the background, so all the crinkling is him. Okay, very rarely I say to you, you're the window, you're the beautiful. Oh. Something that starts with N. Yeah. Why did I decide to do this? Because I thought it was fun, that's why. Okay, in each other never. There's never more an actual word. Never again. That's not what I want. Take refuge in each other's nest. mode I want this to go, which apparently is turning into a Rapunzel type story, but okay, sure. But because it's October, it's not gonna be a happy ending. Or maybe it will be. For one of them. Nice. Okay, night. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. To end and vanish. Night is coming soon. I'm gonna be back. Then I. What's with the sus I? Spooktober. Yeah. So this one's just the world and rule Spooktober prompts. So I decided I'm going to do a poem. At least for the first two. So yeah, prompt 2 is vanish. And apparently I'm writing about Rapunzel. So... or someone trying to get Rapunzel. I'll be back for you then. Is that done yet? Down the stairs would work, but I want an I word to finish and help you down. Immediately. Let's just go with that for now. Totally fine. Getting shares, but okay. Oh, what's that word? You collect something? Procured. She's been procured. I see your hair count. I see her. Let's calm down. I feel like this needs a picture to go with it. To kind of finish it. Or I might just need to add a few lines. Oh goodness. Okay, I'll fix that later. So verily, verily, I say to you, you of the window, you of the beautiful hair, I cannot live without you. I cannot dream of another day alone. Alone, my soul cannot take it. Please let down your hair. Then may we run off into the sunset and take refuge in each other's care, every day and every night. Night is coming soon. I will be back for you then. Please let down your hair. I can come up and meet you and help you down immediately. Immediately, let me see your face. Don't let my faith go to waste. I will come back soon, my dear. Just let me get my shares. Shoes have been procured. I see your hair has come down. Climbing up to you now. I will soon be your hero. Hero? How many have spouted that word? Just because my stepmother was a witch? Well, silly little boys are you. This tower holds me from you. So come to me, feel my greed. I can never have enough. Tell me of my beauty and my fame. How much you love me, verily. To add a few lines. And when the sun again rises, the next one, thank you, the next one will follow you. I do not love you, but those words you spout. Skull to sit and sing of my beauty. Barely. I don't know if barely works, but that's what it started with, so that's what it's ending with. Okay, so that last one's hero. How many have spouted that word just because my stepmother was a witch? Well, silly little boys are you. This tower holds me from you. So come to me, feel my greed. I can never have enough. Tell me of my beauty and my fame. How much you love me, verily. And when the sun again rises, the next one will follow you. I do not love you, but those words you spout. So another hero come, another skull to sit and sing of my beauty, verily. Thank you, Ruth. And hello, Purple Rides Often. Hello, hello. Okay. I will just add that last. Yeah, I think I do need to edit that later, but I can do that later. So, now for the exciting part. Well, it's all exciting. Okay, let me just change. Oh yes, it's there. Awesome. Okay, let us head to looking at So I've just changed the stream info. We're gonna play. Welcome, welcome, Panda. Okay. This one. Haha. Infinite Stars, the visual novel. Now if I can... Yes, okay.
Okay.
This is exciting. Okay, is it picking up the sound? Because that is... Oops. I've put it in the wrong thing. Hold on. This one. Is that? So skip the first 2 episodes and not recommended for your birthday. Do you wish to skip? No. Okay, hold on. I'm not hearing the sound come through. I know there is sound. So what have I done? Or not done? I want to hear it because it was really cool. Let me just try and redo that. It's all good, we totally know how to stream here, right? What, hey Elf? It's that way. Game time. Maybe it was just that. Enter. Okay, enter. Enter for building. Is this meant to have sound here? Am I just Oh, there is sound. Yes. Okay. They look for ways to add me. They try to find a purpose. I've always had a purpose. I was born into it. It is why I came to be. This is my story. Thanks, Abby. To tell it properly, before I was called upon to play my part, Episode 1. restricted orbit time, 23:47. Set. The shuttle quietly drifted into orbit around the planet. All of the onboard systems were offline to avoid detection. If anyone were to notice them, they would just see another piece of mining debris being pulled into Katsy's cluttered orbit. Ooh. We're drifting towards the blind spot. Are you ready to power up and fire the engines? I've seen plats. Okay, not elf. Too early and they detect us. Too late and we burn up in the atmosphere. I've got this. Oh, you have the different facial expressions. It's cool. Nice. I know you do. Vera glanced down at her wrist console, trying to anticipate when the all clear notification was pinged. Her fingers were resting on the powered down controls that would bring the ship back to life. At the exact moment the wrist console pinged, Vera brought the ship consoles online. She moved her fingers over to the engine controls in preparation to fire them. What was that? It sounded like we collided with a large piece of mining debris. Well, it pushed us off course. Let me check. Oh. It's worse than I thought. Okay, I actually quite like having the little arrows there telling you when you've finished that. Finished that, like, what sentence? That person's speaking point. That's cool. We're heading towards the planet's atmosphere. We don't have much time. We need to correct our course. Fire the engines! Oh, this is coming off. No, it's still too soon. Vera, if you don't fire now, we won't be able to correct our orbit in time. We'll burn up. Not yet. We're still outside of the blind spot. We only have a few seconds left. We need to wait. Firing the engines now will create a huge signature ping. The squids will know someone is here, and they'll come to investigate. Our cover will be blown. Who's the squids? Oh my. Vera! Almost. Vera slammed down the thrust control on the navigation console, pushing herself and Maven back to their chairs. The engines roared as the tiny shuttle corrected its course, entering and maintaining its position in the blind spot, hidden safely among the debris. Is there any movement from the blockade? Did they detect us? No. But it seems like we took a bit of damage from that impact. Is it serious? Vera's fingers glided over the console, her eyes scanning the numbers and graphs on the displays. She was still an ensign in the fleet, but before this, she'd spent years as an assault marine. She was exceptionally adept at processing information fast and accurately. Hydrate time. And yes, I have a random Spider-Man movie cup. But that was clean, so... We have a minor fuel leak and a few dents, but atmospheric integrity seems to be holding. Praise be. It could have been much worse. I still don't understand why this is a covert mission. Why can't we just approach a colony and ask them what's going on? Aren't the squids supposed to be our allies now? The cephalosks. And yes, they are our allies, but the situation is complicated. Cat's colony has always been in the restricted zone. Why now suddenly deny us access to our own people? Ooh. It's what we're here to find out. Ooh, interesting. So fascinating. Mate, the collision, if we land, we won't have enough fuel to get back into orbit. How are we going to get to the colony now? I'm not sure. We can't open a communication channel or that would immediately alert the Cephalus fleet of our presence. What about a drop drone? He could send me down with an old long-wave comm kit. That could work. Even if the squids see the radio chatter, they'll just assume it's local planet-side transmissions. They're called Cephalus, Vera. But yes, it could work. No idea if I'm pronouncing any of this right, but you know. It looks really cool. You'll need to be careful as you don't know what to expect down there. Or, it's too dangerous to just send you down to the planet. Just send the comm kit. No, wrong way. Okay, cool. Let's go top. You'll need to be careful as you don't know what to expect down there. Fine, you're alright. I'll prepare the drop drone with some additional supplies. Vera walked towards the storage module. She was glad to be alone with her thoughts for a moment. Mavine was younger than her, and yet she outranked Vera. Despite this, she trusted the younger woman's commands implicitly. Her only concern was that Mavine didn't have the same instincts and experiences as herself. Fair enough. Vera's instincts told her that the people on the colony would need supplies, but she had to be careful in selecting what she packed. She couldn't risk unbalancing the drop drone. The pod was already fitted with a personal transport module, so it had all the basic survival gear. She could fit 4, maybe 5 additional supply crates in the pod if she shacked them securely in the center. The colony is probably in a bad shape that will need medical supplies, or the colony is probably in a chaos. They will need food and water. So what do we know so far? They're on a covert mission to their... So it's... Their colony is their people within the space of different people who had just recently become their allies. But the situation is complicated. So do we think they need food and water or medical supplies? That's a hard choice. They probably need everything, really. Okay, I'm gonna pick medical supplies. She wouldn't be able to pack a medicine strain, so she grabbed several dozen heat wands and nano gel packs. Since skin sheets were always useful for burns, so she packed a few of those too. Next was adrenaline injectors, painkillers, antibacs, anything that could be useful while still filling into the crates. That's why I had no sound, because I had it down. It was my bad, guys, sorry. like is something I have not yet thought of for my stuff. We won't worry about that for a little while. Or at least until November. And I get distracted by things that aren't writing when I should be writing. Sounds about right. Okay. Next was adrenaline injectors, painkillers, anti-vax, anything that could be useful while still fitting into the crates. It wasn't hard to fill up the crates, and once done, she packed them into the drop drone. Your little brother did some of the compositions? This one specifically during COVID lockdown. Nice! That's really cool. That is really, really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting my little brother. He's doing a game development course at the moment. That was his like uni pick after school, so which reminds me, he was meant to tell me how his game's going, but anyways. Yeah, like the first time I opened this game and just hearing the sounds, like I just got really excited. So I think you're doing well. That's cool. She made sure to check that everything was secured. Lastly, she packed the old mobile long-wave radio backpack, tying it down on top of the neatly stacked tower of crates. And Vera walked over to the secure storage module to arm and prep herself. She opened the security palm lock on the door and stepped inside. Ooh, it's great, I love it. I love the sounds. Vera immediately walked over to the combat suits. It had been a while since she had to wear one of these. Ah! Oh my gosh. Good. Moments later, the automated system started assembling a protective armored suit around her body. The finishing touch was a small laser that engraved her name and rank onto the regraphed metal tag slightly below her shoulder. That's fancy. She closed the visor and took a deep breath through her nose. There was a faint metallic and grease odor inside the suit. Always reminds me of home. Vera stepped off from the platform and walked over to the armory. She grabbed a rifle from the secured container before returning to Maybe. Drop drone is ready to go. Did you manage to find a good touchdown spot? Vera, I discreetly scanned the colony. Something is wrong. What is it? There aren't a lot of people down there. I could only detect 37 life forms. There should be several thousand. That is a big difference in number. That is a big difference. Do you think it has anything to do with why we lost all access to the colony? I think that may be why the cephalisks are trying to hide. I think that maybe this is what the cephalists are trying to hide. No, that was just me not reading it right. Do you think they wouldn't eradicate a whole colony? Would they? I don't know. Some cephalists weren't happy that we were allowed in the Concordat, but attacking a human colony would be stupid? And the cephalists aren't stupid. If they did this and it came to light, the Concordat membership would be revoked. What if they thought they could get away with it? Even then, what would they have to gain? I fought the squids in close combat during the Discovery War. They are a cruel species. For them, just inflicting pain and suffering would be motivation enough. It was war. I've seen the hollow flicks and read the reports. They weren't any less cruel than we were. It's different. We acted in self-defense. And each time we retaliated, they acted in self-defense. Violence begets violence. You weren't there. You weren't on the ground where it was happening. It's different when you're safely in a starship, worlds apart from the carnage. You didn't witness the mutilated horrors and all the terrible deaths. Vera, we need to stay focused. We have a job to do. Fine. Yes. Anyways. Thank you for coming. It's very nice to see you. I'm like super excited. Yeah, so because I stream on Twitch and then it records VOD. Stays up on Twitch for 2 weeks. And then I'll probably put it on YouTube later, because I just to put all my Twitch stuff on YouTube. But yes, so there's recording. You can see me react, I suppose. What supplies did you decide on packing? I figured they need medical supplies, and with that many people missing, there's bound to be injuries. Good thinking. Okay, let's get this over with. Avian and Vera went to the drop drone's prep list one more time before launching it. Went over. A short while later. Can I save it here first? Yay! The drop drone engine screamed as it plummeted towards the planet, with the intrahail of exhaust as it descended. Every now and then, the entire pod would rattle from turbulence. Drop drones were slowly being phased out. The demand for planet orbit relay transportation was high that the most transport shuttles still came fitted with at least one of them. Most transport shuttles still came fitted with at least one. I'm just gonna change this a second. Vera focused on her breathing, trying to calm herself down. She'd always hated these unreliable transport drones. They were old and prone to failure. How are you holding up down there? You're breaking up. I can barely hear you. We'll have to talk once you've touched down. Vera bit down on her teeth. Her eyes were closed and her breathing was heavy. This is bringing back memories I would rather not have. I just need to focus. No need to panic. Just breathe in, breathe out. Breathe. Her thoughts were interrupted by another sudden jolt of turbulence that sent a wave of rattles down the tower of the tied down crates. She opened her eyes, noticing that one of the secured medical crates had moved, shifting the drop drone's center of gravity. Alarms were going off and she could feel the drop drone tilt from being off balance. The automated computer started complaining. hooked his safety harness to the tether and carefully started crawling towards the crates on all fours. If I can just shove it back into place and rebalance the center of gravity. Her hands and feet dragged on the floor and she clung to the support struts for balance, pushing forward towards the crates. The computer was still nagging her to correct her course. I know! That's what I'm trying to do! The crates were tied down on top of each other, dangerously leaning towards the right. Vera reached the medical crates and pushed against them. She pushed them harder, but the crates just wouldn't shift back into position. Frustrated, Vera sat up and braced her back against the support strut. She kicked her back against it, lunging forward and crashing against the tower of crates with all her might. She catapulted her entire weight forward, her shoulder connected with the tower of crates. Ouch! The last thing Vera remembered was the white hot pain shooting through her entire body. Meanwhile, Maven anxiously watched as the drop drone descended on its intended trajectory. You're almost there, Vera. Suddenly, the computer started beeping at her, and a bright red warning light blinked on the screen. This can't be good. Maven watched helplessly as the drop drone continued to veer off course. Each passing second sharpened the descent curve downwards. You need to stabilize it, Vera, or else the whole pod will start to crumble and tear apart. Maven closed her eyes. She'd never caused someone's death before, directly or indirectly. The thought alone that Vera could die because of her decision was sickening to her stomach. Maven whispered under her breath, Leave me alone, please. It was like Vera heard her and acted on her warning. The drone suddenly started correcting its course, and the computer stopped moaning at Maven. Maven sighed from relief. I knew you could do it. Maven watched as the drop drone continued to self-correct its trajectory. A short while later, it gently touched down, only a few feet from where it was initially meant to land. She made it! This is really cool. I can feel the tension. Vera woke up from the nagging pain in her shoulder. She felt the sting of 2 injections shooting into her neck from her suit's built-in vitals monitor. She knew one would be filled with adrenaline, and the other with a strong pain inhibitor. It started working instantly. She immediately felt more alert and jumped to her feet. She grabbed her rifle and stepped outside of the drop drone. It had touched down safely inside the assembly square. She looked around the deserted exterior, scanning for any immediate threats. She heard the sound of boots sprinting towards her. Not sure what to expect, she lifted the rifle, aiming towards where the sound was coming from. A young teenage girl carrying a black cat in her arms came sprinting around the corner. Of course it's a cat. It's always a cat. I don't know where my cat is. Probably trying to sleep on my pillow in the other room. When she saw Vera with the rifle pointing at her, she froze mid-sprint and tried to turn around, causing her to fall down, sliding and skidding on the ground. She frantically tried crawling away out of Vera's sight as the cat dashed off. The girl looked terrified. Please, don't shoot! Hey, it's okay. I'm not gonna shoot you. The girl stopped trying to crawl away and looked up at her. Vera could see the terror in her eyes. Are you okay? Did you hurt yourself? The girl scrambled back up to her feet and ran to Vera, looking back over her own shoulder as she approached. She had her index finger on her lips, indicating for Vera to be quiet. What's going on? Is someone chasing you? They'll be here soon. They would have detected your drop drone come in. Who? Who is coming? Sentinels. We need to hide. Sounds. The girl tugged at Vera as she squeezed past her into the drop drone. Vera followed her reluctantly. Once inside, she could see the girl mentally taking in the contents of the drone and its interior. Are you okay? What's your name? My name is Katya. Do you have any food? No, but here's a crate of medical supplies over there. Oh, okay. We'll need medical supplies too. We need to grab it and leave. Did you see in which direction Cleo ran? Hold off a bit. What's going on? Who is Cleo? My cat. Cleo. I'm not sure. Fine. I'll tell you whatever you want to know once we're safe. For now we need to grab what we can and leave. Cleo will find me. You are safe here. No. You don't understand. We're running out of... The girl spun around. Her face was contorted in horror. We need to go now. Where? Why? Now. The girl ran towards the entrance and then briefly froze before jumping away from the door. It's too late. One of them found us. Vera lifted her rifle and walked towards the door. She barely spotted the floating mechanical sentinel when she dodged out of the way from incoming blaster fire. What is that thing? It's a sentinel. It's been killing all the humans it can find. Well, that explains why there's such a large number between thousands and 37. And we'll see about that. Vera swung around the corner, her rifle kicking back into her numbed shoulder as it fired several bursts of ammunition. The sentinel expertly dodged all of them. It is a focus tracking computer. I won't be able to hit it without a distraction. Vera looked at the girl, and then without pause, she grabbed her and flung her outside the door. What are you? Run! As the girl stumbled in the dirt, trying to make her cover, Vera swung back out of the entrance. The machine was speeding towards the girl in the dirt, getting ready to fire at her. Vera opened fire on the sentinel once more. This time, her bullets made contact with the sentinel, causing it to explode in a cloud of smoke and flaming debris that came crashing down towards the girl. Hold on, I think I had changed earlier. Yeah, the text speed. I think it started there. The girl was crouched on the ground, crying. Why did you? It was the only way. You were never in any real danger. How could you know that? I've destroyed a few squid machines during the war. They all function on the same old systems. But you've never seen one of those before. You couldn't know it was the same. It was a calculated risk. So you just decided to take a chance and gamble with my life? Look, it was either going to work or not. If it didn't work, both of us were going to die. So yes, I took a gamble and it paid off. But I thought I was going to die. I'm sorry, but there was no other way. At least you're safe now. No other way? What the hell is wrong with you? What is your problem? Just a thanks will be enough. And it's not even necessary. Are you serious? The Sentinel had more empathy than you. And it's a machine. I am enjoying this. I am enjoying this very much. Whatever, fine. When you're done having an emotional tantrum, let me know. I have adult business to discuss with you. This is great. This is so great. Emotional trauma? What the? Barry slapped the girl lightly across her face. Katia froze, unsure of what just happened. Why? What was that for? You thought you were going to die. You're high on adrenaline and you clearly have tons of conflicting emotions competing for your attention in your head. So you decide to slap me? The slap shocked your systems and forced you to mentally recalibrate. I need information from you and we don't have time for your emotions to run their course. There is something wrong with you. Do you really think slapping me would work? You tell me. I'm still very angry at you. Sure. While you're fuming about still being alive, what the hell happened here? I don't know. I need to report back about this colony. I'm going to need more than a I don't know. What do you want from me? I want to know what happened here. Look around. The colony was slaughtered. But why? Your guess is as good as mine. About a week ago, a bunch of these sentinels showed up and started attacking us out of the blue. Were they looking for someone or something? No. They just came out of nowhere and started shooting people. My mum, she died right in front of me. That's harsh. We heard the shouting and shooting in the street and hid in our house. The next moment, a sentinel burst in and just killed her. I was hiding under the table right beneath some blankets. I could hear the machine moving around the house. I stayed hidden for 2 days before the hunger and thirst became too much. I was too scared to move, too scared to sleep, too scared to even breathe. I'm sorry you had to experience that. If it hadn't been for my cat Cleo, I would have no one left. Katia started sobbing into Vera's shoulder. I need to find Cleo. He's all alone out there. Reluctantly, Vera put an arm around her. Save. Later. Okay, no, that's my date. I see. It's history. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Vera was busy calibrating the perimeter alarms while Katia watched her work. Both women had calmed down considerably after their earlier encounter with the Sentinel. Katia curiously watched as Vera activated another canister that formed part of the perimeter. Vera, what is space like? It's okay, I guess. Why do you ask? I don't know. I guess I always wondered what it would be like to live among the stars. You do live among the stars. You know what I mean. To be honest, it's not much different than living here on this colony. You make it sound so normal, almost boring. It's new and exciting at first, but then it becomes the new normal, I guess. It's different planets, atmospheres, and night skies. But it's the same humans everywhere. That makes me sad. Why? You aren't missing out on much? I meant, it makes me sad for you. You get to see all these different stars, planets, people, and it's just normal to you. Oh. If I had the opportunity to go to all those places and meet everyone, I'd live in a constant state of wonder. You're still young. Everything has a sense of wonder and magic to it at your age. Well, I hope I never outgrow it. I like the faces. Which actually is something I was thinking about too. Just for my own, like I often... difference between like writing a story and a script is you don't have those... like the surrounding words. Yes, I'm talking about words. Like the words that tell what the tone is. With a director, just often like with different body language. And particularly for something like this when you just have like single images and they're not like moving around the whole time. To get that tone across, like your word choice is always important, whatever story you're creating, but I'm noticing it a lot more just having stacks of dialogue at once. And how important the words per character help show the tone and things. but then what else do you do? Because, like, I mean, with actors and stuff, you get to see their faces, their movements. In a book, you get to write about them. Whereas something like this, so having the different faces is I have words to say, sort of. I think it's a good job. I think is what I'm trying to say. I'm appreciating it. I'm enjoying it. How long have I been on? I should probably stop streaming soon. I need to sleep. Oops. Okay, Katia gently lifted a golden locket out of her robes. She opened it and looked at the picture inside. Kyle and I always spoke about traveling the stars together. The plan was to save up enough crypto credits to buy passage on one of the merchant starships. We'd see the universe together, side by side, and everything would be perfect. No one won't ever see him again. Vera's voice trailed off into silence. Was Kyle one of the colonists that... Katia's eyes became teary. No. Kyle and his parents got transferred off-planet a few years ago. We were still teenagers. He had no choice in the matter. He promised he would come back for me. I still miss him. Every day. She slipped the locket back into her clothes. Will you see him later? Dun, dun, dun. Vera glanced at the young woman. She felt uneasy, not sure what to say. Ever since she was a small girl, she liked to focus on tangible things she could change their action. She was good at getting things done. But real emotions made her feel uncomfortable. She couldn't bang them with a spanner or shoot at them until the problems went away. She was desperate to change the subject. Vera patted the final perimeter module. There! That should do it! The perimeter's up and we can get some sleep. Vera smiled at Katia in an attempt to lighten the mood. Thanks. The woman got ready to sleep. Vera didn't dare remove her combat armor, and she slept with her automatic pistol next to her. Katia had found a comfortable spot against the crumbling wall where she took shelter beneath a dirty, discarded blanket. Vera was a light sleeper, and the sound of soft sobbing woke her. It was Katia, crying as quietly as she could. Vera stared at the ceiling. She knew she wouldn't be able to fall asleep again. She got up and walked over to the old comm kit, stamping her feet slightly harder than she needed to, making sure Katia knew she was awake. The soft sobbing subsided. It was clear that Katia didn't want her to know she had been crying. Vera opened the comm channel. May, are you awake? Yeah, I'm here. How is it going down there? Did you see the preliminary report on the situation here? I did. What are your personal thoughts? The colony's in bad shape. I doubt they'll be able to rebuild without off-planet supplies and labor. I thought it would come down to this. We'll either have to evacuate and abandon, or resupply. Lunar Command will have to make the call. Yep. We need to head back to the Tabitha and get out of here. Is it safe to travel back to the drop drone yet? It should be. Me and the girl will start for it at first light. Okay. Stay safe and see you soon. Oh, Vera? Yeah? Be careful out there. Come back safe. We'll be fine. The sun was already high in the sky when Vera and Katia reached the drop drone. Vera swatted at the tiny catski flies that persistently kept trying to bite her. When they got close enough to see the drop drone, they briefly stopped to study the area. How do you know there aren't any more sentinels nearby? I don't, but we need to get back into orbit, and the drop drone is the only way to do that. If you start the launch sequence, won't it attract the sentinels? Probably. I don't like this. I don't want to go. You don't really have a choice. Of course I do. I can stay here. You can't make me go. Vera sighed. You can stay, but it would be foolish. You'll die here. It's my choice. You realize there won't be any supplies, no food, no clean water, no other people. This is my home. Everyone I've ever cared for lived here. Lived. Past tense. It's time to make a new home. I can't. What about all the other stars and Kyle? Don't you want to see him again? See, there are people out there that you still care for. Vera and Katya started walking towards the drop drone. But I have responsibilities here. Like what? I'm incredibly lucky that I found you. You have a chance to get off this planet. Don't waste it. I owe it to Cleo. You're willing to stay behind and die for a cat? Pretty sure there'd be a lot of people. If it wasn't for Cleo, I'd be dead already. I owe him my life. It's a cat. You don't owe him anything. He isn't keeping score. I don't know about that. Keeps score about food pretty well. He'll be fine on his own. He won't. Fine. We can spare maybe an hour to... Great work, guys. Sudden blaster shoots rang in the air, and a beam of bright, pulsing light deflected off Vera's upper thigh armor. Vera immediately spun around to make sure Katya was fine. Run! Get inside the drop drone! Vera shoved the girl towards the drop drone entrance as she returned covering fire in the general direction where the shot had come from. Strap yourself down. I'll be there in a second. We need to leave right now. But Clea, shut up about the stupid cat. We aren't dying down here. Cat's not stupid. Vera slowly backed up against the drop drone, shooting in the direction of enemy. She couldn't quite make out where the sentinels were coming from, or exactly how many there were. There seemed to be at least 4. She fired her last shot and slipped into the drop drone. When she entered the drop drone, she hit the emergency lock interface next to the door. The door made a loud hissing noise as it closed. There are 4 more sentinels approaching fast. We need to leave right now if we want to leave at all. Vera punched in the launch sequence and returned to strap herself in. Katya was nowhere to be seen. Katya? She clumsily unbuckled herself and ran to check behind the supply crates that had been scavenged by someone earlier. The launch sequence was counting down and she couldn't find Katya anywhere. Katya, if you're hiding, you need to come out right now. I'm not kidding around. Right then, Vera noticed a small golden locket hanging from the opposite door panel. Damn it, foolish girl. The computer moaned at her to strap in. The launch was imminent. Vera knew she couldn't abort the sequence once started. She had no choice but to leave the girl behind and try to come back for her later. Vera walked over to the strap down and got into position. She closed her eyes, wishing things had worked out differently. She would come back for Katya as soon as she got back into orbit. When she reached orbit, she ensured that she was on a safe approach vector before stripping off her armor and getting back into her uniform. Maven was waiting for Vera when the drop drone docked with the shuttle. Vera, I'm glad you made it back safely. Where's the girl? She stayed behind. How? She's an idiot. She went back for her cat. We have to go back for her. I know. We'll prep the drop drone for re-entry. Okay, we need to hurry. I don't know how much time we have before that scout spots us. We can fool the sensors at long range, but it's getting close enough for their scan to identify us as known debris. There's a soft rustling from one of the crates. Vera, there's something in the crate over there. Katya? Are you in here? No. Vera shoved Maven out the drop drone entrance and hit the emergency door lock panel. Vera? Open this door! What is going on? Stay there. Get ready to eject me in the drone if it's necessary. Eject? What is happening, Vera? Vera eyed the crate. It was too small to fit Katya, but it was just large enough to fit a small sentinel. Pretty sure it's the cat. I think we might have a sentinel on board. Oh, but you'll be able to disable it, right? Vera? Vera brought her finger to her lips, indicating to Maven to be quiet. She raised her rifle and carefully pushed the crate, ready to shoot at the first sign of movement. When Vera was close enough, she kicked the crate. A ball of angry claws of Blackfoot jumped out of the box in distress, hissing and running, looking for a spot to hide. Cleo? Are you kidding me? The cat jumped onto one of the crates, arched its back, and hissed at Vera. Oh, you have no idea how much trouble you caused. Katia stayed behind because of you. Come here. You can't be running free on a starship. Cleo expertly dodged as Vera lunged for him. I'm serious. You just get to a maintenance duct and chew on electric cables or something. Vera managed to corner a hissing Cleo in one of the empty crates. At that moment, the drop-down door opened and Maybeen stepped in. I had to manually override the door security. What are you... Cleo dashed out between Vera's legs and leapt onto Maybeen's arms. Oh, you poor thing. Are you alright? Meow. Good, you caught it. Give it to me and I'll dispose of it. Vera, it's a living creature. You can't just dispose of it. Well, we can't keep it here. Why not? It's a wild animal. It's going to pee everywhere. Besides, what would you even feed it? We're on short supply of baby birds. It's not a wild animal. The girl is going to be very upset if you got rid of her cat. And it's not permanent. It's just until we can reunite them. Fine. Will you be fine finishing up here? I need to get back to the consoles. Sure, I can handle this. Maybeen walked away, still holding Cleo in her arms. Vera was all alone, going over the crates and checking various interfaces for any issues. Now that she was alone again, her demeanor changed. Why couldn't you just have listened? Now you're down there, and the whole reason you stayed behind is up here. When Vera finished checking everything, she walked out to meet up with Maybeen. Vera, we have a problem. That Cephalus scout spotted us. They want to talk. Good. I want to talk to them too. Face to face. So I can punch one of them in their puffed up heads and... No. We aren't supposed to be here. Punching someone will either get us killed or create a diplomatic incident. Fine, but let me do the talking. I've had the most experience dealing with squids. I don't think that's a good idea. You are too... With respect, I know how to deal with them. I promise that I'll be calm. Very well, but don't blow it. I won't. I feel like Vera would say this. And Maybeen would say this. I'm gonna pick deceptive because I feel like that's what Vera would say. If you're sure, I trust you. Vera took a deep breath to calm her nerves. She counted to 3 and opened the comm link to the Cephalus ship. Humans, what is your purpose for being here? We're smugglers. Don't come any closer or we'll open fire. My sweet, innocent child, I do realize you were talking with the UIC ship. If you are armed smugglers, you would not have been afforded this opportunity to explain yourselves. What do you want from us? I am merely curious as to why a shuttle with an undeniable UIC drive signature would pretend to be a smuggler. Very relaxed, moving and not thinking. Now, you are not supposed to be here, and yet here you are. I wonder why. We acted alone, we stole a shuttle and got lost. It is unkind to speak untruth. It is known that you are trying to conceal the sins of your superiors. Well, why did you attack our colony? Ah, finally. An impulse not veiled in deceit. We did not attack your colony. You accuse us of deception and then lie? We have proof that your sentinels murdered almost everyone down there. Sentinels, yes. Owls? No. You squids are the only species to use sentinels. If they aren't yours, then whose are they? Squids? Ah, because of my limbs. Humorous. I like this one. But your intellect and reasoning have betrayed you. Do the dwellings on this colony belong to you? No. Yet humans are the only species to live in such structures. Are you saying a different cephalus faction attacked the colonies? Factions? Chadley, there are no cephalus factions. We have one. Translation error. So you admit it was your sentinels that killed those people? Fascinating, yet tiring. I now see why our diplomatic envoys described humans as frustrating to deal with. Brilliant. You all seem to lack the basic retention of information. I like this one more and more. I do. I don't. Let it go, Vera. You are agitating her. Thousands of lives were lost there. Thousands of lives were lost, mate. But you can deal with some agitation. This is not how we resolve it. Now is not the time or the place. Fine. So what happens to us now? Now you go. Leave where you weren't supposed to be. You're not going to capture or kill us? We are embraced, are we not? Embraced? I don't. Yes, embraced. We are merged, made one, allies. Yes? Why would we detain or smother an embraced one? Both our species belong to the Concordat. Because we saw what happened down there. We have proof that you're No, not our sentinels. Protectors. Translation error. Exterminators, only doing their duty. Doing their duty? Protecting you from unarmed civilians? They were innocent people. It is clear that you see without seeing. They weren't protecting us. They were protecting you, the humans. Protecting us? How does that even remotely make sense? Through purification, they will preserve human lives. Killing to preserve life is like fighting for peace. It's a paradox, and you know it won't hold up if an official investigation is launched. Amusing, but untrue. The Sentinels acted in truth with their intended purpose. There was no wrong done here. No wrong was done here? Thousands of... let's not push it. We need to leave before she changes her mind about smothering us. I don't want to experience anything remotely to how I'm imagining it. Arguing with this creature won't make any difference, and if we die here, no one will know what happened to the colony. Fine, alright. Have you decided then? We will leave this place right now and not return. What about our people still down there? They are likely all gone by now. You are lucky to not count yourself among them. There is nothing left for you here. You must leave now. If you return, it will be in violation of UIC regulations. It will be well within our rights to drown the life in you. We're not leaving without saving those colonists. May? No, we can't leave them. Maybe it's too late. We won't be leaving anyone behind. Look at the scans yourself. Maybe it's going to be the scans. There are indeed no human life forms left. White-hot anger rose in her throat. She wanted to climb to the screen and pummel the cephalos's face on the other side. Close to damn, this was an injustice to everything that is good and right. Instead, she nodded at the alien face. Let's leave then. She said there is nothing left in this sphere. The shuttle fired its engines and started its course back to the UIC Tabitha. Maeve nervously peered at the nav interface every few seconds. She couldn't believe that the cephalus could allow them to leave. She didn't quite understand it, but she was grateful. Maeve and Vera were almost too exhausted to talk on their way back to the UIC Tabitha. The adrenaline had worn them off, and a tiredness soaked their bones. This is going to be a tough debriefing. I know. Sure. Vera! Yeah, I'm sorry. But you have to admit this is a mess. Maeve stood up and walked over to the environmental support interface. Her back was towards Vera. I mean, just wow. Still, I didn't think we were going to make it. When that squid lady appeared on screen, I was certain we were gonna die. You should have seen on the look on your face when she... May? Are you okay? Mavie's shoulders were gently shaking and Vera could hear herself sobbing. May, what's wrong? It's just... I'm sorry. I don't like crying in front of people. It's okay. You hate it when people get all emotional. That's true, but May, you're not like me. It's awkward when you cry, but I don't want you to hide what you're feeling for my sake. I know it's just that poor girl, those poor souls. It's not your fault. It's not fair. She was so young and now she's gone. All of them. They all had a future, and now it's gone. These things happen. They shouldn't. That's the whole problem. Vera walked over to where Maybeen was standing. She hesitated for a moment and placed a hand on her shoulder. You've never lost anyone before, have you? What? No. Not even during the war? No one I knew personally. I only did strategic planning. High up in our starships, worlds apart from the carnage you mentioned. Sorry about that. It's hard. I wish I could say it gets easier, but it doesn't. How do you deal with it? Honestly, I don't know. I just avoid going there in my mind. That can't be healthy. Ha! True. But then again, nothing about joining the assault Marines was healthy. I guess. So why did you sign up? There will always be something to fight for, no matter how much we achieve or gain. It's part of the human condition. Always improving, always fighting for what's right. Someone has to do the fighting. Vera, I know some of the other people give you a hard time, but I guess what I'm trying to say, I'm glad I know you. Yeah, well, give it some time. The two women continued their discussion, nervously checking to make sure they still weren't being followed by the Cephalosk fleet. It was hard to believe that they were actually free to go. Maeve knew that their previous newly found peace with the Cephalus through the Concordant was about to be tested once they were debriefed. Nothing made sense to her anymore. What did the Cephalus have to gain by massacring a whole colony? What did they have to gain by allowing herself and Vera to report back on the event? And why do it now? Meanwhile. Speaker for our hearts, why did you let the humans return to their own kind? Surely you saw the scans? Indeed, I saw. But you do not see, youngling? The humans wanted a seat in the pool despite not being ready to swim. We tried, but we could not deny them access to the Concordant. But with the privilege of being a member comes responsibility. But the scans, they will have far-reaching consequence for them. Possibly for us also? Yes, it will. But sometimes the only way to teach a stubborn newly spawned is to let it play amongst the sharp corals. I think I understand. Do you, youngling? Yes, a coral injury always attracts a blood predator. You perceive the understanding, but you do not comprehend the understanding. I really like her. The humans are embraced with us. We wish them no harm. The others might not be as kind. It is better that they learn this lesson from a friend. But what if they realize too late, or can't tame it? You disappoint me. You know the answer to your question. I wish for them to learn, to overcome, and become wiser. It is a kindness. But if they cannot adapt, then they will perish, and then that too will be a kindness. Time will tell which kindness we showed here today. It's interesting. Very interesting. Responsibilities far outweigh by some. I am feared by some, but revered by most. I'm assuming that's like the idea for today. I'm hoping to play this tomorrow. Episode 2, because this was actually like super fun. I really enjoyed it. And I like the Cephalus. They're interesting. I'm curious to find out more. I'm very curious. I'm really enjoying it. So yes, my plan is to tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier than today, play episode 2. Because I really enjoyed it. It's great. You're doing a good job. I love it. So much fun. So thank you very much. I need to go to bed, so I'm gonna read out. Let us see who is online at this time of the eve. Okay, RPG Dan and Bob is on. Let's head over there. Sailing not on. Okay. Yes, thank you for the follows, Wraith and Purple Rights off and on. You have been doing. It is a wonderful game, Wraith. Well done. Well done. So over to RPG Dino So Bob, because he is currently playing Timberborn and is also a writer. So have a wonderful day. Raid callers travel on. Enjoy.